Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another Rag Company podcast right here in the Rag Company podcast studio here at the Rag Company on the Rag Company podcast channel. How many times can I say Rag Company at the beginning of the show?
The lights are off.
I did it a little differently today, so the lights are on our faces. We have a more moody backdrop.
It's a little more eyes.
It's a little more interesting,
it's moody,
to look at. Hopefully, you guys at home appreciate it.
Hurts my eyes. This looks black to me. Everything in the front here.
Good thing you only have to read the comments. All right, so moving apart from that, Anthony, we got some housekeeping. What's going on in the world of the Rag Company? Oh, see, I knew I forgot something. I got Levi Gates over here on my right.
I can't see anything because it's dark in here.
That's why you have glasses. Guy in the middle is Dane Hennon, obviously, and to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Hey, Dane, thanks for having me.
It's a goofy good time up here at the Rag Company podcast. Well, housekeeping, let's do it.
All right, so I guess starting this Tuesday morning with a little bit of sweeping, a little bit of dusting, right? Maybe some baseboard wiping, a little bit of hot O&R, right? Doing some cleaning and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Did you do that recently?
I didn't do any baseboard wiping.
Okay.
Some hot
but
O&R
I did
wipes.
do some vacuuming.
Okay.
Of the baseboard area.
All right, okay. I like that. So this week here at the Rag Company, things that are going on, it is, obviously still kind of that post-TRC situation going. I mean, like, basically...
It's called a high.
It's
post TRC high.
It is a
We've
high.
Been energetic, jumping around. We've been doing you've spontaneously been doing jumping jacks.
We've been doing pull-ups every day as well.
Too, yeah.
That's not a joke though. You guys actually have
trying to get some of this energy,
or at least trying and failing to do that.
I mean, Jimmy, right now we're trying to get him to do his first pull-up.
He looks like he should be able to.
He can't do it, and so we're trying to train him. I told him a couple days ago. I said, "Hey, by the end of this week, I'm going to have you doing your own very first pull-up, unassisted."
Proud father
And so
moment.
he's pretty excited about that. Anyway, okay, so I guess on track with work-related things. Today we're actually filming some new content on both Swift and Defender from PNS. We have sitting in the studio today filming a couple of videos that will hopefully be out here in the next few days. Today we do have a shipment coming in from PNS, which is exciting, which I think is going to contain our full shipment of both Swift and Defender.
I hope so. Keith called a few minutes ago.
Yes.
But we were in this room, and so I was unable to talk to him.
Oh, gotcha.
So I hope it's not a complication.
Hopefully not. But those videos will be shot. I am fingers crossed hoping that this shipment has everything in it, and that way we can get it onto the website, and that we can also get it on Amazon so you guys can start ordering it, because I think Swift and Defender, believe it or not, I mean, those two products created a ton of buzz, and we didn't have them to sell at TRC, right, when they were launched. And so we were
they weren't launched nationally.
They were launched with PNS, and so
they were just launched with PNS saying, "Hey, we got a product coming."
No, PNS,
we didn't do anything wrong.
No. PNS started distributing at that time.
Well, yeah, they had it for sale on their website.
They had it for sale on the website, and so we did not have it yet, nor did anybody else have it at that time. Exactly. Right. So basically, the distributor network didn't have it. PNS had it exclusively for that first, week and a half, and so. Hopefully we'll have it, get it on Amazon, people can start ordering it. And then the other thing we shot yesterday was a video talking about the yellow O&R. We've had a lot of questions about that. People saying, guys, what's the difference between the yellow O&R and the new revision 5 of the blue O&R? When is blue O&R coming? Why should I buy the yellow stuff? And so we shot a video on that, kind of explaining just a few of the key differences, and then also, just so in case you missed it, the 5th revision of O&R, I believe, will be coming at the beginning of May, but I believe that is all the new O&R that's coming out. So here the next couple of weeks, we'll have it here at the Rag Company.
Kind of a big deal.
Which is awesome. So besides that, though, we are still just kind of, I guess trying to find our way back into making normal content, because we have been stuck on TRC for so many months that we're trying to now transition back into making some great videos for the main channel, as well as providing more FAQ videos and getting into detailing season. I mean, because this is it. I mean, the weather's starting to get nicer. It's starting to get a little bit warmer. People are really antsy to start getting out there and start detailing their cars. And we have a trip actually here in the next week and a half. Me and Dane and Jimmy will be going to windy Chicago town.
Woohoo! The windy city.
Is that what they say? It's the windy city?
Yeah, the windy Chicago town.
Windy Chicago town.
One of my favorite books, Devil in the White City, was about that place. So,
was it really?
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good book.
So you will see us at Chicago Auto Pros. There is a meet and greet, I believe, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday that me, Dane, and Jimmy will be at. So if you want to come say hi to us and want to see what's going on.
That's on the 29th, I believe.
Yep, more than welcome to come say hi and check out the meet and greet and meet everybody. So we're looking forward to that, and then just creating more video content. I mean, that's probably the biggest goal here, keeping the studio clean. We do have a lot of guests coming in and out of this place here in the next few weeks, and then we also have the Future of Detailing, FOD, mid-May.
Yeah, this weekend we have Porsche Club.
Yeah.
Which we've got to get that done.
Yeah.
We got to get kits built. We got to get our plan done. So Silver Sage Porsche Club of America, the Idaho chapter is coming to the Rag Company to do some washing techniques. And then FOD happens the first week of May, the 3rd through the 6th. So Future of Detailing Advanced Paint Correction with Griot's, Dr. Beasley's, and Lake Country here at the Rag Company doing a big event. So you guys can go to Dr. Beasley's website, check that out if you want to sign up. And then on the following week, the 10th through the 12th, Avery Dennison's hosting a tint workshop here. You can go to Avery Dennison's training program, their website, and click on that and sign up for that. Super excited. I put my hat in the ring yesterday saying that I was going to be the hot seat taking that class.
Wow.
So I'm very excited to flex my skills and learn how to tint some windows.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll be able to provide
lucrative business.
Window tinting services to the Treasure Valley. It's going to be great.
I can just imagine. It's like, so Levi, what do you hang this tint on before you apply it to keep it pure?
The window.
And you're like, well, I just hang it on my window in my garage. I go, the window with the AC unit right above it? And you go, yeah. Just
cool. Well, maybe I'll make myself a nice peel board.
You could. Oh. You might need to.
And then I can be like, oh, this is where I do this stuff. And I can
take notes from
hopefully Augie doesn't break it.
Stab it, rip it, tear it.
I'll probably have to make it so it fits on the wall so it doesn't move anywhere so that he doesn't. And then I don't tell him about it so he doesn't see it.
Yeah. That's a good call.
What is
looks
that?
Like a normal,
nothing.
It's just invisible wall.
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Leave it.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for housekeeping. We're just kind of getting back into the swing of things. And, we're excited to see what the next couple of months.
These lights are really messing with my brain.
You don't like
it is. I cannot see the center screen.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Not even that. No, it's these back ones. There's too much light on the front and not enough in the back, and it's causing.
Does that help?
It's kind of. It's just this too much brightness here.
All right. So a little inside baseball, in case you're wondering what's going on. Yesterday, at some point during the day, some kind of breaker blew or something, and we lost our ability to control using the systems. All of the lights.
Okay.
They're all on a circuit using DMX cables and stuff like that. So basically what you're left with is manually turning on each light individually. So you have to get up on a ladder and you have to go up there and you have to adjust.
So you got on a ladder and turned these two on?
So I got those two on, and then I was like, you know what? I always wanted to have our setup be a little moodier, a little more.
You have your cup of coffee while you're changing out your light bulbs?
Light up front, and you got your cross light, and it just looks good. I did little light action, and that's how we ended up with the front. However, sitting down here, I can understand why it's not great for your eyes. I just found it looked a lot better on screen than the usual.
I couldn't see the screen.
Because the problem is, like, from a cinematic point of view, it kind of looks lame when it's all just washed out in light. Everything is bright.
This is very, like, what you're seeing, this is very bright. I'm all for dynamic lighting.
Yeah.
As long as I can see what we're doing. But it's
thus the problem.
Messing with my eyes doing this back and forth.
That's great. Anyway, so let's go and jump into
have some fun here.
Some freaking weekends. Levi, we're going to get started with this. I know you did some crazy stuff.
I want to hear about his weekend.
Yeah.
My head still is like, it's pounding because of these lights. So let me think about my weekend because I'm trying to figure out what I did.
Scooch in a little while you're at it because you're way out.
Don't go dying on us, am I right?
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
So this weekend I did have a car to do.
Okay.
So they dropped the car off Friday evening. Me and Carly took the kids to Red Robin.
Ooh.
Yum.
Red Robin. Yum. Did you guys do any type of a good burger? What do you guys do? The Royal Robin? Or
so Carly does the Royal Robin.
Okay. She seems like a Royal Robin kind of person.
Big fan of the egg.
The egg.
That's way to her heart is an egg on a burger.
Yeah.
Good call.
Delicious. The kids ate, which was amazing. Like that's one of the biggest things. You'll find this out, Anthony, as your child gets older. You want to go out to eat, but you get mad when they don't like when they don't want to eat, and you're just eating food in general. Yeah. And so you get frustrated because you're like, why am we doing this if you're not going to eat the food that I'm buying?
They like it when it's on their terms, but not yours.
Exactly. And so it just doesn't make it fun. Yeah. So I like going when my kids will actually eat the entire meal. Now, Hadley has always been an amazing eater. Augie is a very picky eater, slow eater when it comes to stuff. Hadley's very picky, but if I can zero in on the things she likes, she'll wolf it down. Yeah. So, and as Glenn says, my 5-year-old never eats at a raustraurant. Yeah. It's frustrating.
It's a chore.
It's frustrating. So, went to Red Robin. Kids ate there. Hadley got a burger. Mm-hmm. Augie got some chicken strips.
All right.
I got myself the one with the pineapple. What's it?
Oh, you did.
Like a teriyaki
The teriyaki burger. Yeah, that's my favorite. The bonsai.
Yeah. Okay, bonsai.
That's my favorite burger. I've been eating that one for years. Yeah. But I'm also... I really got a problem. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy the Red Robin seasoning.
Yeah.
I'm the guy.
Do you ever take it?
I have taken it many times.
You take the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that with
but
those.
what I do,
we don't condone theft, but I mean, it's
what I
like
do,
they put it out there.
I
for
open
you.
the burger up and I sprinkle the seasoning all over the burger.
You got it's a must.
You got to load it up, and then I sprinkle it for each bite.
Oh, so he's going excessive.
A little more.
It's very. I told you, I have a problem. I have a problem.
That's full sicko mode right there.
Right, and then I sprinkle it on my fries too.
Yeah. How many baskets of fries do you guys do?
Just one each.
Just one?
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of the. I thought we'd go with the bottomless fries, but didn't happen.
Joey's a fan too.
Exactly, right, Joey? Like I used to do that. Carly and I have had a couple rounds with those.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we didn't steal it this time.
Yeah, that's good.
But
that's
good. So proud of the family.
They don't care.
Well, and Augie loves to steal stuff.
Yeah.
And so
he can get away with it.
I gotta curb that.
Trying to set a good example.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because if he sees his mom and him, his mom and dad stealing the seasoning salt, it's going to be a problem. That's all. It's just like he's like, oh, okay, I'll definitely get on there.
Yeah.
But we had a great dinner, quick, easy. It was simple. We pulled in thinking it was going to be packed. We walked in. They had a table for us. We sat down. Fast, quick service. I mean, we were in and out of there in under an hour. It was nice.
Done.
So my wife loves Red Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my opinion, I think too much. Right?
Oh.
She's always like, oh, I give her these scenarios all the time. I say, if you can eat this place or this place for the rest of your life, what are you doing? Red Robin typically always,
it's their number one.
It's their number
desert
one. It
island
supersedes
kind of
everything. And I like Red Robin.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty good. But I think a lot of people put that place on a pedestal, and they just cannot. They cannot see past it.
It was a fancy place to go when I was a kid.
We were young. Well, even when me and Dane were younger, right? I mean, shoot,
right.
you're 16. You're between 16 and 18, and you're going to Red Robin on your own.
It's a good time.
That's an event, is what that is.
It's a big deal too.
Oh, because I was going to say screw Applebee's, screw Chili's, but Red Robin's was the chain I was cool with.
Well, because chicks dig Red Robin.
It was a cool place.
I mean, that's the thing. Be honest.
It's a whole middle class fancy thing.
It's a middle class fancy thing. Chicks love it.
So I was a big fan. I've always been a big fan. Carly and I always went to Red Robin. We ate there lots of times.
Yeah.
Then it got really bad for a while. About 10 years ago,
quality,
it went downhill.
It went I mean, remember those burgers?
Yeah.
You'd see the commercials and you go,
they're huge.
God, what are these things?
Yeah,
right?
they're monsters.
And then now I get like a mashed down.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe not
well,
now.
the burgers were fine. The burgers were.
Yeah.
I saw, and I thought, do I need 2 patties on this bonsai burger?
I think so.
And I ate it with one. I ordered it with one. The next time I go back, I'm getting 2.
Yeah, you have to.
Because it wasn't enough, but it was $14 for that burger.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like, man, this used to be an $8 burger.
Not
right?
anymore.
So that was the only frustrating, point.
And you're looking at $60 for a good time there.
It was $50, yeah. $50
okay.
tip, $60.
$60 for a good time.
So not bad. Enough that we all ate, which was good. My goal is to try and get my children out to restaurants more, just so that they they're at the ages. They're at the ages now, right? Yeah. So pretty good. But change the menu around. Menu's very simple, and they're selling pizza now.
That seems to be the case
Donatos.
at every single restaurant I've gone to in the last 10 years. Every menu has transformed from like going to Yard House. It used to be like a 40-page menu. Now you show up, it's like one sheet. And, that seems to be the case at every restaurant where...
They were testing.
Yes, but that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then you show up and you're like,
So,
it feels like the corporatization of everything is just narrowing it down so we can make the most money off the fewest things.
That's not
because
true.
variety kills us because it's expensive to have variety.
Dane, that's not true because you know what? There is a great chain that exists that has more plates than you could ever imagine. Do you know what that place is called?
Cracker Barrel.
Dane, it's called the Cheesecake Factory.
I was about to say, does that have factory in the name?
Yes, it does.
I don't go there.
Cheesecake Factory, you could literally
Barrel
get everything
factory.
from
I love
burger
cheesecake, but I don't
to
go
fried
there.
chicken to cheesecake to lasagna to pies to chicken wings.
Delicious.
Like, what does the Cheesecake Factory not have that would satisfy you?
You know what's funny? I've managed to avoid ever going to a Cheesecake Factory, and I will
That
never
is
go to a
absurd.
Cheesecake
That
Factory.
is absolutely absurd because Cheesecake Factory is it's a good.
I
beautiful-
absolutely love
beautiful
cheesecake,
restaurant.
but I will not go to a place called Cheesecake Factory.
Dane,
that just immediately screams subpar.
two
Sounds like
meals
we're gonna have to get
per
some,
1 meal at
We're gonna
Cheesecake
have to go
Factory.
get some
Nope, you're gonna have to
cheesecake
drag
from
me
the
out
Cheesecake
there.
Factory bring it here and have him taste it.
Also, why would I buy dinner from a place that puts dessert in its name?
Because it's a fancy restaurant.
That is just that's a
Their
ridiculous way of
priorities
looking
are
at
it. I realize it's a marketing thing. I'm not following
As a man that loves architecture and also loves cheesecake.
Yeah, their architecture is atrocious.
It's literally both things in one. It's beautiful architecture.
Worst. No, it's
delightful.
Hack. It's hackitecture.
When did you stop liking faux painting?
Yeah. Or ornamental iron.
I love how
or stained glass.
You guys are to this.
It's a nice place.
Yeah,
they have
fancy
a fancy bar that you can
do
go
have
and
a fancy
sit at.
bar.
No.
Get yourself a martini.
Probably get himself an old fashioned
whiskey sour with egg whites.
What if it's the best whiskey sour he's ever had in Boise?
I guess I'll just never know.
He'll be like,
It is one of those things where they manage to combine all these things that I should like, right? And yet I have some deep down urge to say I will never set foot in that place. I've Ubered people to them. I've
Joey
taken
Belizzi,
people
Buffalo
to
Blast
them.
from the
I've never
Cheesecake
set
Factory
foot in one, and I won't.
Dane, I can't believe how wrong you are.
I just won't.
That's kind of crazy. But anyway, all right.
yeah.
So Red Robin.
So we ate Red Robin. It was great. Saturday.
The fact there's an avocado egg roll at Cheesecake Factory is so wrong.
No, it's not. It's delicious.
Oh my God.
So anyway, Saturday woke up, made French toast for the family.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Carly went on a hike with her sister, and I started working on the car.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the car that I was working on was Honda Accord, black on black, black leather, black interior.
Okay.
And it's a car I've detailed. This is probably the fourth time I've done it. So the nice thing was it was clean because I did their Suburban the week before, and it was hammered. Mm-hmm. So I was excited to get something nice, simple, easy to do. So I was able to get the car all the way done. Interior finished, dressed, windows done, and Uno Advanced on the paint.
Nice.
Let it sit overnight. That ended Saturday. So pretty nice, simple, easy day. Got all that done. Then we took Augie to a birthday party at Fly High, the jumping thing. It's a trampoline park. Anyway, took Augie there. Carly and I and Hadley went to Barnes & Noble for a bit, which is very nice, very similar to last weekend. Got to just wander around, hang out, got my coffee, looked at books, things of that nature. And then Sunday morning, got up. I hustled to finish the car, get that car done. So it was ready to go by about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Got showered, cleaned up. Carly and I went on a road trip.
Ooh.
Dropped the kids off at the grandma's house.
Mm-hmm. How road trippy we getting here?
We drove out to Ontario.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's an hour. That's
and I was telling Carly about the time that the last time I've driven out to Ontario was with you guys.
Yeah.
But Jeff and I were in the Escalade and you guys were driving the C-Max, and I called and I said, "Where are you guys?"
Yeah.
As we were pulling into the Ontario, and you guys came back and said, "We're like 5 miles."
I was just saying, there's one reason people drive to Ontario.
We're like 5 to 10 miles behind you guys. And we're like, why? You were supposed to be right behind us. And then Anthony said, Dane has not gone over 62 miles an hour.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Oregon State Troopers don't mess around.
But the speed limit's
that place
80.
is not in Oregon. It's not.
It's 80 in Oregon now.
No,
I don't know what
Oregon,
it is.
Oregon, they were so strict.
But anyway,
on the speed limits.
So we went out there.
I never mess with that.
Drove
place.
out there.
What'd you guys do? You guys go to Walmart?
Yeah, we drove out there. There's no sales tax.
Yeah.
In Oregon.
Okay, so there's two reasons people drive to Oregon from here.
Yeah, I just Ontario.
No sales tax and the other thing.
I put Ontario kind of
The place is not beautiful at all.
No,
like
I said, there's only two
town.
reasons. Neither of them is for the scenery.
The road is the drive out there actually is not bad. Yeah. I was amazed at how once you got past Caldwell, it's actually delightful and pretty out there.
It's just straight. It's just a straight road.
Yep. And then, but we got there. Spent a little time wandering around, and then we came back home. Yeah. Stopped at an Arby's, got some food.
So
this is the classic.
It's so crappy. I
literally looked over the side of the road and I go, "That's a delightful outcrop of trailer houses."
Thank you, Franco. This is playing right into our conversation.
Just thrown there.
So I put Ontario kind of up there with New Plymouth.
No, all three are around
Homedale.
No, New Plymouth, Ontario, and Fruitland are the three sister cities next to each other.
I know.
It doesn't really start getting good good until you get to Baker City or
right,
something.
correct. But
Baker City, beautiful.
after
Baker City's
that whole
lovely.
drive,
And I grew up going there.
west is beautiful.
Yeah.
But it was just funny. We cruised out there just to make a run, a little bandit run.
Yeah.
And then got the Arby's, looked at all the trailer houses, side of the roads, and in the farm fields. It's weird to go to notice how far the city has grown. Like the fact that I was entering Nampa right at 10 Mile.
Yeah.
Surprising to me.
So what's funny is that because I went to TVCC for 1 semester.
Treasure Valley Community
College. It's based out in Ontario, right? Weirdly enough, it's not like the worst community college, but it was like the community college that we kind of had really here within this valley area.
Prior to CWI.
And prior to CWI, and or even College of Southern Idaho. And so I went out to Ontario. I'd go out there for school, for a couple of classes. I'd go out there every once in a while, drive my Honda Civic. And every time I drive out there, I'm like, this town will never be anything. This will never be anything other than what you see here, and it is still not nice. And I think it is actually expanding.
Oh, it is.
And I think it is getting bigger.
It
but
is.
They've
I
got
don't
a lot
know,
of money now.
I don't know if it'll ever be a
because of the other thing.
Because it's Oregon.
I don't know if it'll ever be like a destination spot, right? But it's in such a weird area to where there's no mountain ranges really. It's just kind of
It's called Malheur County.
it's a what do you even call that? It's like a dip. It's like a dip in the.
It's a valley.
Yeah, but it's like a slider.
But it's not even like an exciting kind of valley. It's very flat for the most part, with the exception of like some rolling hills kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I say this because I used to have to drive there every single week when I worked at Home Depot. I'd travel to the Ontario location, and I always remember that drive in the morning being the most just monotonous, brutal, like awful thing. Literally fell asleep and woke up near the end of my drive. Couldn't figure out how I made it one time. Like,
Oh my
there were
God.
definitely
I love Dane
times
Black.
because
my sunglasses
because
are
I'm driving
really
at
dark.
3 in the morning and it's just like semis and you and that's it. But I was gonna laugh. Arby's is where.
No, they
he's asking.
still don't have the 5 for 5. But I got the double.
But then Joey.
Yeah.
Did Ontario still have
Actually,
the Arctic
5
Circle?
Arby's,
I
believe
didn't
it or not.
see. I'm sure they did.
So
But I didn't see the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, that's
And-
how you know.
And the last one I want to address before we continue the story, Yoshi, it's called The Bit. For the longest time, I just never went there because I just never had a reason to. And people would go and I'd hear about it, but I'd never went. It wasn't out of any hatred or anything. But after a while, I realized, it's probably better if I keep this up and I just don't go.
And Dane just
and
doesn't,
now,
but he does that.
I still haven't gone.
He doesn't go to restaurants.
We will
and then
feed you.
certain
We will feed
restaurants,
you
I just
Cheesecake
won't go
Factory.
Don't worry,
to.
you'll have it.
Without you knowing.
As long as
Fill
I'm
your
not in
belly.
the awfully designed buildings, then we're good.
But anyway, so that was our Sunday. We cruised back home. And then I got Augie and Hadley to sit down as a family. Watch a little Smokey and the Bandit.
Hey, because they recently added that,
We got
right?
started on it. Yep.
Yeah.
And then Monday night we were able to finish it.
Nice.
We also took the dog for a walk. Walked down to we got a horse on our street.
You got to. Oh, okay.
So
Thought you got a
the
horse.
horse was able to was out near the fence. So my kids both days, Saturday and Sunday, because it was so nice out.
Yeah.
They were able to take sliced apples out to Princess and feed her apples.
Nice.
And so that was super fun to be able to do and just have it was cool. We took some pictures of the kids like with the horse and stuff, and I like our street. Like I walked down my street and I realized that things I like about it, there's a haunted house.
It's
like
a cool
an old
little street
like
you got
there's an
there.
old
You have a
there's
good
an old
variety.
witch's house there.
You have a good variety, and
know?
as a child, your imagination really goes crazy on
Agreed.
in your street.
Yeah,
got
I go,
options.
wow, look at all these cul-de-sacs. 3 cul-de-sacs on the street. Whoa, look at that house that's hidden in the forest. That looks like a witch's house.
Yeah.
Whoa, there's a horse just hanging out in the yard.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let me go say hi to it. And then they've like designed the horse pasture with like he's made these little tunnels and stuff out of the bramble for the horse to walk around in. And this looks super fun. And so I like that kind of stuff. So it was but it was good. So the kids Augie rode it was also the first weekend we really let him just ride his bike to his friends' houses.
Okay, he rode the bike, not the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Saturday Carly went to go grab him, and he's got 2 buddies that live at the end of the street. And so she walked down to get him, and she was so excited to see because he was riding his bike with like 2 of his other buddies.
Nice.
And she's like, this is the year finally, like he can go play with his friends. So then he was on a kick. He's like, yo, I got to go down the street. I got to go to Will's. I told him I was going to be there.
Yeah.
We got things we're going to be doing. I already promised him. We're like, you haven't even called him. You're not talking to him. Like, you have to, he'll be there or he won't.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But I got to be there. I've told him I was going to be there at this time tomorrow. I'm going to be there. We're going to get this party started.
Yeah.
So it was funny because he all of a sudden has things to do, people to see, plans to make. So all in all, it was a very unique weekend, but a very fun weekend for us. This weekend I have another vehicle to do on top of our Porsche
Maybe
event.
you guys will get to go to like another beautiful city. Like,
we might. Who knows? Maybe we'll drive out to Mountain Home.
Oh my
Other
God!
way.
Don't get
Right?
too crazy.
I was going to say, wow,
beautiful,
kind of
beautiful
the same
towns
thing.
of about 4,000 or 5,000 population.
Yeah.
Where the first thing you see is a
the
Walmart, and the
high
rest is
desert.
just dirt and sand.
Yep, exactly. You never know.
Beautiful.
If it gets nice though, I might take the family on the weekend and go out to Bruno Sand Dunes, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, see,
Because
that's
that's 45 minutes from my house.
See, that's
Yeah.
exciting dirt and
and
sand.
it's something better than
It's at least an event, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Get
and
out there.
It holds something of a record as being the largest. What was it specifically? Sand dune.
It's the
outside
largest
of,
sand dune in North America.
in North America. Okay, so that's something. Also, how did your kids like Smokey and the Bandit? You never said.
Oh, they loved it.
Okay, so they did.
Yeah,
it.
Augie specifically, because there's a little bit of a bandit outlaw in all of us.
There's a criminal element.
And so to see this man blatantly, fighting against the law
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a comical, hilarious, Burt
Yeah.
Reynolds kind of way, Augie was very, very
Engaged.
engaged to the point that last night he got out of the tub and it was like 9 o'clock and he's like, I wanted to watch Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Oh yeah, because there's sequels.
And I said, oh, never seen that, but yeah, we can watch it. So so that's what we're going to probably do tonight is
Yeah.
get started on Smoking the Bandit 2.
Maybe when you're done with that, you show them Cannonball Run.
Well, no, I am. We're going
Okay.
through all the...
Okay.
Dane, I'm
hoping so.
I am a Hal Needham supporter.
Good, okay.
And we're going to go through all of Hal Needham's great hits. The other thing is, Carly and I got a bed. So...
Right. Okay.
New
this is
bed.
important.
So last night, on Saturday when she was on her walk, she had been talking to her sister about getting a bed and stuff. So long story short, we're getting a king size bed, moving
Wow.
up from a queen to a king.
That's a huge jump up.
And it's something we've been talking about for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
We need a new bed. We need a new bed. We need to get a bigger bed. We should get a bigger bed. We should do this. And it just hasn't worked out. So last night, I disassembled our old bed, took it all apart. New frame came, cleaned the corgi warren that we had under our bed, which was my corgi climbing under. So that
Like
was
2 or 3 whole corgis worth of fur down there.
yeah, a lot. So cleaned, steamed. I shampooed and steamed the carpets under our bed after we got everything out and cleaned. And then built the new frame. And then we're building the frame and it was like deceivingly small. Mm-hmm. And we're like, is this a king size frame? Like it feels like it's a much smaller footprint than than the queen. Once I got it put together and we threw the queen mattress back on top.
Yeah.
So we could sleep on it tonight because the new mattress comes today, it was all of a sudden we're like, oh, yeah, there's like a foot on either side all the way around on this thing. So that was a ton of dog hair.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Like
boy.
we picked up some books, just like I was pulling stuff out and
Yeah.
instantly Carly was like, oh, here it comes. Like all the dust and dog hair in we were both sneezing and yeah, it was crazy. So it was nuts, but it felt good though too, to get all that, like do a deep clean under the bed. And I don't know how many, like you just moved into your house still.
Yeah.
So yours is probably okay.
Oh, but dog fur
But
still.
it's that deep clean, get in there. I had my steamer. I should have grabbed a towel and steamed my baseboards while I was there.
Oh.
Because that would have been nice along that back wall.
Just have it be just clean.
Just pure.
Purify. Yeah. I understand.
So need to get that on there. But Carly says Oregon is 70, not 80. Dane was right. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it was good though. But all in, good weekend. So
Yeah.
What'd you guys do?
Dane.
Yeah, well, I guess kind of bouncing around a few different things. I'll just hit it off like a checklist. So, enjoyed my weekend, kept it low key. I did have a little bit of a family function because in our family, at least on my mom's side, we kind of do this thing where it's like a group activity. Everybody kind of celebrates their whole couple of months worth of birthdays. It's like a seasonal thing. So if anybody has a spring birthday, we kind of lump them together.
Quarterly birthdays.
Kind of quarterly, kind of.
Okay, yeah.
It falls wherever it's convenient because not everybody's around at the same time. But in our case, it was Gwen and I's birthday.
Oh, nice.
So we had our little spring birthday
Aunt Gwen.
thing. And so it was.
Wait, you and Gwen had your birthday celebration? Yours isn't until June.
Yeah.
I'm May 2nd, bro.
Holy smokes.
I turned 34.
Oh my
birthday's
God.
coming
Time
up.
flies when you're having fun, am I right?
That's right.
Dane,
Or
you're almost,
something.
You're almost in your mid-30s.
Yeah. It's not a great feeling.
We got to get his birthday present ordered.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a thing. Anyway, did that. Lovely time at my parents' house. Beautiful day outside. I realize it snowed today, but we've had some weirdness.
Yeah.
It was 70 plus outside.
Yeah,
had the
weather.
windows open, and then it got really windy, so we had to close everything up. But anyway, it was a good time. Apart from that, let's see a few other things I did. I'm getting the wheels powder coated on the Flex, so they won't be ugly anymore, and they won't have dongs for spokes, so that's good.
The phallic spokes.
They're still going to be.
They still are very phallic looking.
They're not going to have the diamond cut silver, shaved off side so where you can clearly see the outline. Now they're fully black so that you won't even see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
Remove
logic.
Why don't you just call Scott and get new wheels?
Because in this case, I want to keep the OEM wheels and then possibly do something down the line. Yes, I want to keep the OEM wheels. What's so bad about that?
I know.
All right.
I already have tires on the OEM
We know
wheels.
you have tires. We know you have tires for days.
You guys love
do you have
joking
new
about my
tires on
tire.
that car?
No.
Okay,
you
you
guys
probably
love
should get
joking
some.
about my tire situation, but the reality is,
Tire guy lives a good life.
I'm just very particular about that stuff. If I made fun of you for half of your idiosyncrasies, I would be here for the next year.
Oh yeah, we don't want to get stuck on those.
For me though, it's mostly just making sure that the tires on the car, I want to get the best performance I can out of a vehicle. So yeah, I'm going to put the tires on it that I think are going to get me what I want.
So back to what we're talking about.
Anyway.
Your wheels, you're getting them powder coated.
Yes,
okay?
getting those powder coated.
All black.
Yes, fully
Okay.
black, gloss black, not satin black. Because the problem, you saw the Satisfying Saturday where they worked on the Flex. You could see in those wheels, even though they tried everything to clean them up, they look like they've been acid blasted for years. They just had this chalky, awful.
They've needed to be acid blasted. That
Whatever.
way they wouldn't look like that. But yes,
They look terrible. Though.
Yeah.
It's just straight up terrible. Just a chalky, bleh mess. So I wanted to get rid of that. So yeah, got rid of that. That's happening this morning. So hopefully by the end of today, they'll be looking fresh. They'll be looking clean. Then I can go and do my little touch-up paint on the various parts of the car, get it looking nice. Then I'll replace the back corner, get that little plastic, part on the back that cracked that when I tried to install it. It was like a D-pillar. It was basically, as soon as I got it in there, everything was perfect. Then I did the last little nudge to try and get it in there. The thing just stress fractured immediately.
So did you tell everybody else that you have some suspension goods for the Flex too?
Yeah, so I got BC coilovers. Kind of crazy, I know, but
how much those run you? That's
enough to party.
Okay, it's a little bit.
Probably buy an S10 or a Civic for those.
Yeah,
I mean, it's slightly less than a Civic, but just slightly.
Just slightly
So
less.
here's the thing: as far as it
performance
goes,
machine.
High performance.
As far as it goes, the reason I'm doing these things, these upgrades, is strategic.
High performance rectangle.
The shocks in the Flex are shot. They are garbage. When I run over something, you can when you go over stuff, you get the feeling of hitting the bump stops. It just, you can tell things.
Yeah, they're
aren't
what? They got 180,000 miles. They got 180,000 miles.
126, but yes. But they're clearly the previous owners, they rode it hard and put it away wet. It wasn't necessarily
It was a family
the best.
car.
Yeah. Well, and it was up in McCall, based on how corroded, rusty the calipers and the rotors and everything are. What I'm doing is I have basically, from Rock Auto, I picked up kits for the calipers, for the rotors. I got brake pads. I've got, I got the coilovers, so I can kind of lower it to
You get
about
those
what I
from
want.
Rock Auto too? Use
Those did not,
discount?
unfortunately. But I got a good discount on them compared to normal. Instead of being like 1,800 like they'd be, they were more like one. So, yeah. So a lot better. But Anyway, you can do this stuff. And I want to keep my Flex. I really like my Flex, despite its goofy flaws.
Mark the date and the time.
Yeah.
He says he's going to keep the car.
Watch. In a year from now, I'll be like, so I found a new thing.
Yeah. 6 months from now,
happens.
Dane, I wouldn't give yourself a year.
I'm giving myself a year. We'll see how it happens. But that's that. So got that one knocked out.
Okay.
So I'm happy
Is
with
it going to
that.
lower it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's adjustable, so I can go as low or as high as I want. I can keep it about where it is, or I can slam it on the ground and make it a true wagon if I want to. But I want to have some ground clearance for the driveway. So anyway, got that done. Now, moving on from there, I think the next step would be, I don't know, what should I do next? Maybe some power mods or something. Probably nothing too crazy. I'm just thinking.
I want to see that thing shoot flames.
I mean, that would be
That's
fun.
really what I want to see.
That would be fun. Maybe
Seeing that thing pull a 10-second quarter mile would be pretty insane.
Would be
a little bit of nitrous on that thing. What do you
Put some
think?
nitrous and some flamethrowers
maybe
on
we
the
put
back.
some equal length headers on it and remove the muffler. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
something
too,
like
Dane.
that.
So I'd like to
So-
see that stuff happening.
Okay, yeah, options. Anyway, other than that, let's see. This weekend I watched the show Florida Man on Netflix.
And you
Enjoyed
finished
that
it.
one.
You
I
watched
finished
it and finished it in one weekend.
Yeah, it took 2 days. It was just kind of like breezed by. It was a fun little crime drama comedy thing.
Yeah.
It was good though. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Other than that, what was I going to say? Oh, what? I had something and now I'm blanking on it. What was the thing? Oh, okay. I did another Dane walks around his yard and envisions something.
Ooh, I love these stories.
These are always rough. And the hard part is I can sit there and I can envision it, and then I never actually do anything.
So where'd you
with it.
start?
So this is separate from the whole.
All the other ideas.
This is separate from the whole pave a parking lot in your driveway kind of thing, because which sounds silly to anybody else, but in my driveway, I kind of need some guest parking and stuff because there's nothing up there.
Yeah. Okay.
This is not where I thought you were going. I thought you were going to add a zip line from your terrace to your home.
That'd be nice.
You know, if I hook it up to the tree at the top of the hill and take it to my deck in the back, that could be fun.
It's Dane's zip lining. It's a new service.
I literally just my side
it's
hustle
a
is
business.
zip line
It's
to
a
crash.
zip line.
It's just a zip line around his house.
Oh my God! Yeah, that could be terrible.
Back to the driveway.
Yeah, so we've got that. Yeah, that's a thought. No, I really okay.
Okay, so start over.
Yes.
You walked out onto your deck.
So it's not a garage and it is not a patio.
Okay.
It is not a driveway. This is what I want to do with the rest of the yard.
Okay.
Because I'm a low maintenance guy. I got to find a way to not have all this grass to cut because this weekend I
We
was
don't want it to
contemplating.
turn into a jungle.
I was contemplating buying a new mower because I got rid of my old one years ago and I had a service and then I didn't re-up on that service.
Hot mower
so,
talk.
Yeah, I was
like this.
thinking
I like
like
this.
get a
So,
get a
you know,
lawnmower.
Anthony and I are Honda owners. Honda mower owners.
I was thinking more Ryobi electric.
No. So,
I don't want a gas mower.
Dane.
I don't.
What?
A reliable Honda.
A reliable Honda?
165.
It'll outlive you.
I
Number
love the
175?
idea of I'm sorry, unlike as a car
Efficient.
enthusiast, I love the, vroom vroom, bang bang noises, whatever. That's fine in a car. But in a mower, I would rather just have an electric mower. They're finally at the point where they actually have enough power and they actually have enough ability to do things, unlike when they
With
were
an extension
pioneering
cord?
early in the day. No, it's 40-volt battery power.
So are you, maybe you thinking Ego then?
It's brushless. This would be a Ryobi. So
So Ego is also brushless.
yes, but the Ryobi is more within my budget.
Well, but the Ego,
have more
the Ego
power.
system
Yeah.
is going to
Yes,
be better.
What about
but I
a
already
used Ego?
have a lot of Ryobi tools, so I can combine it with my battery
But if it's
chargers
a
and other
40
things that I have for my Ryobi
How
tools.
many batteries?
Jane,
You guys seem biased against Ryobi for some
people
reason.
don't write love songs about Ryobi tools.
No, they don't.
They write about Ego blowers.
Yeah.
And
Don't get me
Milwaukee
wrong.
flexible
I
shafts.
love the Ego. I love the Flex, all that stuff. But for my purposes, I've already got a tool system.
And
I can roll
Focus
with that.
saying they got one.
Yes.
Got 2 years
there
ago.
we go.
It's been great.
See,
Dang it.
it's fine.
It's all right.
One
Okay.
battery gets you a 45-minute cut.
So
It came
you've
with
got
2
that
batteries.
lower
That's good.
grass, just the small section
Yeah.
around
So
the back of the house and the side of the house, and then your
whole
pool area.
point here is, well, there's no more pool area. It's just where dead grass is now.
Okay.
So that part,
That is
I
the
was
pool
thinking
area. There's no
reseed
grass.
over that, fix that up, and I'm like, half of that is going to become parking area. The other half is going to stay yard. Obviously, I need a yard for my dog, but at the same time, I'm like, can I simplify this some? Well, you can't get much more simple than grass, but can I beautify it a little bit while keeping it low maintenance and simple?
Rocks.
Then the idea of xeriscaping and Japanese Zen gardens come to mind. And next thing you know, you're putting in a few large boulders. You got some sand. You got moss. You got, various things that you try and build up. But I think that hillside in the back could really benefit from like the whole, kind of Zen garden treatment. You could really
How
do some
much
things
of a
with
Zen
that.
garden could you put as a whole hillside, Dane?
Have you seen the pictures on eHow?
I haven't. I'm sure.
I'm doing this on purpose now.
I'm getting ready to do this.
I am amazed by what I see out there. And okay, fine, call me. If it's appropriating, I'm sorry. But man, I just love the look and feel.
It's not appropriate.
You're going to wear your kimono out there and you are going
that
to...
would be appropriation. Are you
going to go rake sand? Is that what you're going to do?
You know what? You guys may not know this about me, but I find the act of raking sand to be extremely therapeutic. You guys wash cars. I just go out there and rake some nice little... You know what the sand
I thought we were talking about parking
sand
spot.
Is supposed to represent.
I thought you said you wanted to create more parking. Instead, you're going to create a Japanese garden on your back.
No, it's both.
Okay, so you need to talk to a landscaper about this?
No, I think he needs to talk to his father, which I think would agree that Dane's landscaping skills are very limited, right? And lawn maintenance skills are very limited.
Correct.
Which is very surprising considering Dane's father has to be probably one of the most gifted landscaping,
he's amazing.
Design, and green thumb people. He can throw a seed, it'll grow.
Yeah, he is a green thumb.
Green thumb incarnate.
It's weird.
And Dane,
it's an odd skill.
Dane actually got that skill as well, but I think it became too powerful, right? Like to where
how else do you
overgrown.
If his father, right, was Anakin, right, then Dane is Luke, right?
Correct.
And Luke's like, okay, this is too much power for me.
Right.
Yeah. So the basic point was a way to kind of incorporate the existing. You got the hillside back there. I want to keep all the trees that are there, but maybe incorporate newer elements, maybe stuff that doesn't require as much water, some other things, and just try and make it into a more interesting to look at space. Something I want to walk through, a stroll garden, that kind of thing. So we can incorporate some elements. I don't know, because there's a lot of expense associated with it, but introducing any kind of like a Zen garden on its own is cheap. It's when you start introducing water features and pumps and things like that, you start to run into issues.
So call up our friend from Pond Prep.
I would hold off on that initially, but the interest would be there. So maybe at some point I could incorporate something. But I
would love
don't want to introduce a flood hazard or cause any kind of landslide onto my neighbor's house below me. That would just be rude.
If Dane did like lighting, like the little the kind of Japanese style lighting, like solar lights. But he has it out there, and like I pull up to his home, and there he is, like sitting, crisscross applesauce in his sand, right, like just meditating.
Yeah, but we get him a stone.
You might just roll up like on the bike one day, like, "Hey, Dane, I came to say hi." What are you doing?
Yeah.
See, Dane will be out there in his gi teaching a jiu-jitsu class. I mean, I thought jiu-jitsu was Brazilian, but all right. Anyway, point being, I thought this would be very much an interesting one. And oh no, Mythical Shore popping up. But they all remember the last time Dane did a project involving sand. I was sandblasting. That's a little different.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. So anyway, those are the thoughts that crossed my mind this weekend. I will not torture anybody with further thoughts until I have something to go on.
Yep.
But those are the things that are currently occupying my brain. And on that note,
Cenk is saying, when are we getting PNS Defender in the web shop?
Maybe
soon.
Today or tomorrow.
It should be delivered
very soon.
Today or tomorrow, and we should have it hopefully end of the week, maybe, or first of next week.
Yep, give you more an update. Sweet. Oh man! All right. So,
what'd you do?
My weekend was pretty packed.
Yeah,
it always is. He always finds the stuff
excitement and fun and adventures and kind of everything in between. So Friday night, right? Got off of work and I had a quick job to go do. Now, you guys remember back in the day, I used to do some details for this like collector, this little private collection of cars.
Yeah.
Well, he hit me up and he said, "Hey, I got some scratches in my new Corvette that I picked up, right?
Yeah.
Can you come buff them out for me? Can you come check it out?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So I drive out there. Now, back in the day, he used to live in a residential home, right? Just like in a normal subdivision. Now he has bought like this house on like property that has like this giant like warehouse in the back, like multiple warehouses in the back, and I was kind of excited to go see this place because I know he really likes to decorate them up and make them look nice. I know he's got some cool cars. He had the Ford GT40. He had the two GT350s. He had a Barracuda. He had He had a bunch of different things. And so I went out there just to kind of go see what was going on and buff out these scratches. So I pull up and we open up the garage and I look in there. So now in this new shop setting, he's got a couple of those, what are they called, the racers that have like the arrow that go to the side? What are those called? Sprint cars?
Yeah.
So he's got a full-size sprint car racer in there, and he's got some other type of race car in there as well, and he got that Corvette. I have no idea what year it is, but it's like the old 60s.
It looks like a black 60, 58. It had double headlights. So
yeah, something.
58, 59, 60, 61, I think, did those.
Yeah. So
up
he
to 62, 63.
He bought it, but it was
a different body style.
It was a what's it called? It was a resto mod. Yeah. Basically, everything was restored, but everything was modified to be more modern. And checking it out, the scratches were super light. I think it was just a car cover, situation. So I just buffed those out really quick, and then he goes, "Oh, let me show you the car." And so he starts this thing up, and it scared the crap out of me, dude. Like, I'm talking, it started up, and I was not expecting that sound to come out of that thing. And I go, "What's in this thing?" Like, I don't know. I don't know old classic motors. I'm like, is it like a 4 something, a 3 something? Like he goes, all right, let me show you. And so shows me under the hood, and it's got an LS3 in there, right? Like a new LS3, and that thing is nasty sounding. Holy crap! It was like cammed and everything else. That thing, it just absolutely lopey, just so dirty. And I don't even like old classic cars like that. It's not really what I'm into, but seeing that motor, I was like, dang, this thing is a good time, right? Yeah. So we hung out for a little bit, kind of caught up on life, and then he had asked me the big question of, okay, hey, so this car, I mean, what do you think of the paint? And I go, this looks like new paint to me. It looks gorgeous. And he goes, well, what if I wanted to shine it up a little bit more? Do you recommend it? And I just kind of was honest with him. I told him, hey, go drive it, because he's like, I want this to be a driver. I said, go drive it, and in a year, hit me up after you've scratched it up and done whatever you want to do with it. But at this point in time, I think it just needs to be driven. And it's funny because he's asked me this question multiple times. He always goes like, okay, what do I need to do to get it to that extra level? But then he'll say he wants it to be a driver. And I say, the second I perfect this or do whatever you want me to do to it, it won't be a driver anymore.
It'll start, if it becomes a driver, it'll start degrading.
Yeah, and so I'm like, you need to go actually drive it if you want to drive it, and then if you ever want to sell it or if you want to do something with it, then I'll polish it out or do whatever. So it's funny because some people don't think about those types. They don't think about it like that. They think about it like, okay, I just, I got the car. I want it to be perfect, but I want it to be perfect because it is the driver. And I go, well, it's already pretty damn close. It's just going to get a little bit better. And then as I'm finishing up the conversation with him, he goes, oh, I got to dust off some stuff. He takes a towel that I had, and he goes over the car and starts dry dusting everything. And I go, yep, hit me up in like a year.
It'll be ready.
Do what you want to do to this car. Because if I saw that after I just finished buffing that car out, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah.
I'd lose it. So anyway, excited to see what he does with the cars, and I'll have to go back and check out on his other stuff. He just sold his Ford GT40. It was the yellow and orange livery car, and it was amazing. But apparently you couldn't drive that thing because there was something with mileage or something like that. Like you could only drive so many, or he was behind on mileage, or I can't remember what it was, but it was something that had to do with registration and being a collector car or something like that. And then he said the insurance was insane. I think he said it was like $16,000 a year on that car to insure it for what it's actually worth.
So this is an actual GT40, not the Ford GT that came out in like 05.
No, sorry. It was a Ford GT. It was a Ford GT.
Oh, okay. So this is an 0506.
It's an 0506 Classic Heritage Edition.
Okay, so the Gulf livery. So the blue with the orange stripe.
The Gulf livery with the special stuff. It's the one I polished that out.
That's the one you worked
on. I detailed that one before.
I was just saying, I thought I got something new, and I was like, wait a second.
He said that actually, surprisingly enough, those actually went down in value because of the new Ford GTs, because of the exclusiveness of those. Not that that 0506 is less exclusive. It's just people, when they look at pretty much bang for the buck, they might want to try to get into a newer Ford GT over the classic style. So who knows? I don't know, man. I just work here.
I think those 05, 06 are going to increase in value substantially because they're very different from the newer Ford GT, the third.
Oh, yeah, they're extremely different.
Totally different cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I got to back that thing out of the driveway.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about that one. Anyway, so I did that, and then I got home that night, and I had to start thinking about what the heck I'm going to do about my shed situation, right? So I'd gone to Home Depot. I had picked up some stain. I picked up, it's a
sealer.
It's a sealer for like the floor, right? For like the OSB, whatever the heck it is that they put on the floor, just to prevent some stainage and just keep it looking nice. And then I had also picked up some fertilizer and all sorts of stuff just because it's that time of year, right? My water is still not on. Is your water on?
My water's on.
My water's not on.
Canal's open.
Yeah, not for me. Not yet.
Augie was very excited. He goes, "Look, the canals are full." So we got two of them.
The water's going to be flowing insane this year.
I said, "Ooh, we can go turn the water on."
Yeah, it hasn't gotten here yet. But I wish I should have sent picture photos of the garage. You guys would have actually loved it. But next time. So Saturday morning, actually Friday night, 11 o'clock at night, I had made a last-minute decision that I was going to be going to the Cars and Coffee at Larry Miller Honda the following morning.
Yeah,
because
now, they were like advertising. Famous YouTubers were going to be there.
Yeah,
Were you able to see any of them?
Not at Cars and Coffee. It's just a Cars and Coffee.
They had like two or something. They were like they kept advertising.
No, that's going to be Honda Day in June.
Oh, and Honda Day in June. That's when that's happening.
So they only had one big YouTuber.
Yeah,
this Cars and Coffee was just a small little kind of hangout. Glenn, I know I would do it, but I'm going to get distracted. So 11 o'clock at night, I washed my RSX and got that all cleaned up. Did a nice little absolute wash in the garage. Car looked amazing. Felt really nice and slick. And then, Saturday morning, woke up early, headed straight there. And the reason why I wasn't planning on this is because I really have committed to too many other things for the weekend, and I didn't know if I was going to have time. But I really wanted to go out and actually enjoy something because I haven't had the chance to actually go and do something really fun lately because everything's been so busy. So I said, screw it, I'm just going to go.
You packed up the wife and the kid and...
Nope.
Drove to Ontario,
Nope, I let them sleep. I said, hey, you just stay right here, right? I'll be back with breakfast. Right?
Okay.
Something like that. So, went out and checked out went to the dealership. It was probably one of my favorite Cars and Coffee I've been to. Some people would probably look at it and go, this is very underwhelming. But it was a
Honda exclusive event, right?
It was all Hondas. Ugh. And there was only about...
How's this the Cars and Coffee?
And there was only about 60 cars there, right?
No beat, no
They had the coffee truck. They had everything like that. There was no kids. And then there was no dogs. It was the best Cars and Coffee I've ever been to in my life.
That's surprising because every single car show that's directed to anybody under the age of 40 these days has all these people with their Instagrammable dogs walking around and their babies and some kind of designer strollers.
I was jumping
and
for
then
joy.
the Power Wheels that look like the owner's car, all that stuff.
Those don't need to be at any type of car show ever.
And yet they're in everyone that gets shot by a Jimmy type guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was perfect. Yeah, there was not one dog. I think I saw a couple 10, 12-year-old kids, but I'm talking 2 or 3, right? But no small children running around loosely. I loved it. I thought it was probably one of the best experiences ever. And walked around and there was a bunch of cool cars there. I mean, S2000s, there was obviously there's a ton of Civic Type Rs. There was some Preludes, some other Civics, some really old Preludes, a couple JDM, Honda vans, a couple Stance Accords and things like that. There was a good variety of everything. But what I liked about it is that you could go there and you could have a conversation. It wasn't too loud. And it was kind of all familiar people that I've seen before, met before. And I think that's what I liked about it. It wasn't I didn't have to be worried about my car because I pulled up and everybody knew, hey, Anthony's the crazy guy. Don't touch his car, right? I'm like, this is amazing.
Which one did you drive there?
I drove the RSX.
The RSX, okay.
But people loved it, dude. They saw the car in person and they were just super pumped and they were really complimentary, which was very cool. And I didn't have any coffee at all, but I did walk around and I talked to people. And I don't know. When I go to a Cars and Coffee normally, I'm kind of like overly, what's it called? I'm on edge the entire time. Because I always go, I don't want that dog or that kid touching my car, right? Because I've just seen too many things that have scarred me in the past. So I'm always worried about that. I'm always worried about like, okay, like.
Have you thought about buying like some sort of traveling poles with ropes?
I think I should do that.
For your vehicle so you could set it up with like hangers and say, please keep your children, your animals away.
Somebody can walk by and accidentally hit one of those poles, and then it swings and hits the car.
I would do that, but like I would do that just for my own mental health.
Don't look at this car. You've seen enough of it. You don't need to look at this.
No, to truly look crazy, you roll up with one of Matt Mormon's former car capsules, and you put it around the car in its parking space.
I would.
That's a great idea.
That will stop things
inflatable car capsule. You just drive into it, put it in the parking spot, seal it up. People can still look at it because it's transparent.
You park next to a light post because that's where the power source at the bottom you can plug right in.
They don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, but I will say though, I mean, my car really, I mean, I'm trying to say this modestly, it was probably one of the nicer cars there, which was really cool, but like some of the comparable cars there, not really a big compare. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say.
So the cars aren't as good as yours.
Many of the cars were not that nice.
You were at a Honda delership.
I know, but like
this was a car show at a Honda dealership.
It's a Cars and Coffee at a Honda dealership. It's a different situation.
It's first of all, you're limiting the audience.
Joey Belinsky, please don't touch
going Honda
your whole body.
But then at the same time, you can't expect too much in the way of like insanity when it's just Hondas. Like you're only allowed. Don't get me wrong. There are cool Hondas out there. The S800, the Beat, other things that basically you'd never see.
I'd like to do. Let's figure this out. What if we host a Honda event?
Yeah.
Like what you're going to be doing, but we do it just like the Porsche Club did when you and I had to go be Porsche Concourse level judges for them.
That's fun.
But we host it for that.
Yeah, that
you think
would be
you and I could do that?
Super tough. Basically
in that Honda event,
judging cars without clear coat is really.
Speaking of judging cars, tough. Yoshi's right on there. Apparently, he saw a reel you posted with a Honda Fit that was yikes.
Oh, dude, everything was swirled. I mean, that's the thing. When I pull up to that, everybody goes, "Wow, dude! Oh my gosh, your car is so nice." And I go, "Cool. What do you drive?" And then they show me, and I go, "Oh, that's awesome." They're like, "Yep, just washed it." And I look at it, I go, "Holy smokes, man!"
Ran through the car wash.
Like yeah.
Got the hot
you need to buff that thing out, so I tell them this, and they go, I know, I see what you do. I want to do that. I don't know how to do that yet. And I go, well, there's plenty of videos out there. It'll show you how to do it. And I'm telling you, I try to tell them as often as I can. It'll take it to the next level. It'll make it look so much better. But they're more focused on just like, well, I put a new badge on. I put new wheels on. I put new tires on. I go, man, if you just put a little bit of time and effort into the paint, you'd be very surprised. So, it was a really good time. So after that, on the way home, I grabbed breakfast for me and Katie and the baby. And from there, that's when...
I was going to say, was it like a McMuffin situation?
It was literally a McMuffin situation. I don't know
because she can't live without McDonald's.
No, I think, honestly, I think it was Jack in the Box or whatever it was. But, no, so I got home, and that's when I just get started on some work. So I detailed the exterior of the Miata on Saturday, or did most of it on Saturday, so which include everything from washing it, chemical decon, getting the paint all clayed, but single stage paint all around the car, and it was dry. It needed to be moisturized, right? Mm-hmm. So I polished it, hit it with last cut and the yellow wool pad. To my surprise, it was polishing out beautifully, but the wipe off on the last cut was still really tough. So what I ended up using was Absolute at 256-1 in a spray bottle, just sprayed it onto the surface, wiped it off. Absolute almost feels better on the wipe off of compound than O&R does.
Okay.
It's like right there. And so anyway, car turned out really, really good. Went around the entire thing. I had to restore some of the trim on it with PSS. The soft top, I didn't have any rag top convertible top protectant.
Oh, shame.
So I used Top Star.
Oh.
There you go.
Just threw that on there, and I'm like, please don't bleed. Please don't bleed off of this once it rains. I have no idea. It rained
so.
Today. But we did that, and on top of that, Also knocked out the shed floor. My wife also decided to stain this little picket fence that we got for our backyard to separate an area for my daughter to be able to play in. So she stained that. I also was staining the floor in the shed. She also helped me out with that. And then I was also detailing the Miata. So it was just
you got a lot going on.
Doing all these different things.
Question about, you said you were sealing the floor. The floor in the shed was like OSB, though. I guess I don't normally think of people like sealing OSB.
Well, sealing it to prevent it from breaking open.
So
no, and that makes sense. I'm used to, like Josh was saying yesterday, like the floor in a shed is usually like plywood or something instead of the OSB.
In plywood, sure. I mean, however they decide to build the dang thing, too. Right? But OSB, it's smooth OSB. Okay. It's not rough or anything like that. And that sealer, it's like a bare waterproofer, and like it has a slight stain to it. So it's like a transparent stain.
Okay.
Anyways, I rolled it on, brushed it on, and I believe it's going to prevent, hopefully, stainings. My biggest worry was like, okay, if I spill something, or if I have grass clippings,
it gets absorbed right into it. It's just going to start looking hideous. I just wanted to get something. Especially
makes sense.
Sweep it or rinse it out or whatever.
That's cool.
So, and it's waterproof, so I can just rinse. I think I could just literally just rinse it out if I wanted to, or mop it out.
How long is that supposed to last for?
8 years or 10 years.
Okay, cool.
And that's an outdoor thing, so I'll probably last the lifetime of the shed.
Nice.
Hopefully, it did 3 coats. But yeah, we did that. So it was just kind of a lot of things in one day. And I think if I remember right, on Saturday night, there was guys, I packed a lot into this weekend. There was a lot. It was everything from that to that. So yeah, after the car show, okay, yeah, that's what it was. So then halfway through the day, I had to go pick up my Honda Civic because my Honda Civic just had some paint work done. Yeah. So the Civic just had the roof resprayed, the resprayed, the hood resprayed, and the bumper resprayed. And Dave over at Auto Express here in Boise, he's the one that also did the RSX. He also did the CRZ. And David is killer work. Great. So, I went to go pick it up. And I was very particular when I dropped it off to him on Wednesday. I told him, I said, hey, dude, just please be careful around the seats. Just be mindful of this, and this. If you go into reverse, put it in reverse and then start the car, right? Just those synchros are getting kind of old here after 23 years. So, he just did an amazing job. And funny enough, what ended up having to happen was the roof had some dents in it. The hood had some dents in it. They all need to be addressed. So he had Jim from Dent Devil here in Boise come out, knock out PDR and everything. He glue pulled the entire roof. He got rid of all the dents on the hood. And then he's such a nice guy. He actually went around the whole car and did a once over and removed more dents on that car. There's still some left, but he pulled out even more.
It looks great.
And he did that, and then basically shot the hood, the bumper, and then the roof. He ended up actually just scuffing it up, getting most of the clear off, and then laying down more base coat. He didn't go down to bare metal, but he laid down more base coat and then hit it with more clear, and the roof looks
great,
phenomenal for trying to save me some money with that process.
Considering where you started.
But yeah, the paint, I picked it up and I was like, holy crap, dude, like you did a killer job. And so I picked that up, and that was kind of a lot for that day.
What I liked was I drove by on Saturday after you'd picked up the car and passed by, saw that just vicious Jaguar sitting out there.
Oh, I know. That thing is
mean.
Absolutely nasty.
It's pretty much like probably the nicest F-Type.
Oh, it's in the valley. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
it's okay. You guys can just say hate me. It's all right. I'll just say here.
No, I saw it sitting out there. I was like, God, dang, that thing looks mean. That looks like a true sports car. Like something to really admire, like too. Yeah. It's like that's the car that's like a dream car situation. Wow. Yeah. Right. If only one of us could get something like that.
Someday. 20 years, Levi.
20 years, we'll get one.
We're always 20 years behind. So, all right. So moving on here. Saturday night, I can't remember what the heck I did. I don't know what I did. I think I watched more Star Wars, and then I've been watching episode 1 through 3, right? And for anybody that says that those are bad movies, I think that you're wrong. I don't.
Carly and I talked about this on our trip out to Ontario.
I don't think they are bad movies. I think that people overly got
Well, they've been memed.
Jar Jar Binks was literally in like 10 scenes, right?
Yeah.
And people go, the first movies were ruined by Jar Jar Binks. That's not true. Also, the first 3 movies had the most swordplay and lightsaber action than any of the other stuff ever did combined. And so,
yeah.
And I don't think the acting's that bad. I'm comparing this to the new shows that were just out. I'm comparing it to Obi-Wan. I'm comparing it to Mandalorian. I'm comparing it to all this other crap. And I'm still like, yeah, man, this is fine. Like, this is okay. Mm-hmm. And you compare it to the original 3, right?
Yeah.
New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
And I know you're kind of
down
on those, but I do have to argue, totally different time period when those came out.
I know it's a different time
stuff
period.
Didn't exist. It
but
blew
it's
people's
almost
minds.
Freaking impossible to watch with how bad the acting is. It's almost impossible to watch.
It's definitely stiff at times.
They need to
Alec
remake
Guinness did not enjoy his time.
They need to remake the original 3, and I think they could do it really, really well. And I think that it would be totally fine if they actually
based on what they've done with their own original ideas lately, I actually would be happier to see them try and recreate the originals and just see what happens.
Oh yeah, I
would almost rather see that. Although it's tough because when you're replacing iconic characters like that, a big reason people enjoyed those was more the adventure aspects. Yes, the lightsabers and stuff existed, but as you said, the swordplay not even remotely close in terms of like action, choreography or anything. It was pretty silly, just like it's just a little bit of that in the old one, or like when Obi-Wan gets tapped and he just poof disappears. And you're like, oh, that's what happens, because they really didn't have a workaround for that until later when they're like, oh yeah, by the way, his arm gets cut off or his hands get cut off and all that stuff, which they did later. Empire Strikes Back is still solid though.
That's right, Sean.
Solid.
We're just excited to watch Star Wars.
Yeah. No, I
and pod racing was the best thing about the first movie.
I just think that the first 3. I don't know, man.
But did you notice? Did you notice the amount of what I came up with? They're great. They're fine. And now that I have kids and they're watching them, Carly said this. This was one thing she commented on. Was she goes, they're fine. Like she goes, I remember everybody with the hate and all that. She goes, we watch them. They're enjoyable. It's the fact that they like, our kids chose to pick that because they were like, oh, I want to watch these.
Episode 3 is legitimately better than the first 2, though. Just as a cohesive movie, telling the story, doing that stuff, it's better executed than the first 2 are.
Well, I'm even looking at the damn effects in some of these, and I go, okay, so the effects in the prequels, I'm seeing like the creatures that they're riding and things like that, and I go, that's better than these last 3 that just came out.
I have a hard time with some of the whole riding creatures and stuff, especially in Attack of the Clones. It's like super green screeny, tough to watch.
Yes, Dane, but I'm telling you that there's some of the newer stuff that looks 10 times worse.
Like as far as the shows go, I'm not.
Anyways,
Andor is what I love, and everything else is just kind of meh to me, except for the first season of The Mandalorian.
So okay. Yeah. Anyways, I'll watch more of those. So I'm still working on it. So I'm finishing up the whatever it is, the last of the prequels. I think probably tonight. But I've never been more invested into Star Wars than I am now. Just because now I've actually feel like I've truly watched everything.
Right. Yeah.
Minus the New Hope and the 3 originals, because they're just almost impossible to watch. They're
Speak for yourself.
They're so cringy to me. It's bad. But anyway, moving on, probably making people mad by saying that, and that's
that was
okay.
A fun one. That's
but
spicy.
Then Sunday morning, we went out. Me and the family went out to breakfast. We went over to what's it called? Not over by Bardonnay, an Eagle. Oh my gosh.
Griddle.
The Griddle.
Yeah,
we went to Griddle. Had breakfast there, and then we went to the park over there in Eagle, right? And we went to go play on the park. We got to go on the swings and play.
Nice.
Cool park, man. Have you been to that one with the big chicken?
No.
They have musical things for the adults to play.
Yeah.
Because they're slightly too tall for the kids to actually use.
It's like it's on purpose.
Adults.
They have those over at it's a park downtown up in the foothills.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. So
stuff like that.
But we did that, and then I think the rest of the day, honestly, I spent finishing up the Miata and just getting the rest of it all
really
done.
Good when you were done.
But that car looks really, really good. I'm pretty pumped on it, and I think that hopefully I'm gonna have that car sold maybe in the next couple of days. My neighbor's coming to check it out, and he really wants it, and so I don't really know what the heck I'm asking for it yet at this point in time. I have kind of an idea. But yeah, it's much better. It's significantly better than when I first picked it up. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy to see how much nicer that car turned out. So Yeah, that was pretty much it. It was a busy weekend, but it was just a lot. I wish I could have rode my motorcycle, to be honest. It was so nice on some
Not really
days.
an option today, but I'm sure you'll get.
Yeah, today
it
was
soon.
snowing.
Yeah, it is snowing right now.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's all I got, Dane. I think you can go ahead and take it away.
All right. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If it's sometime in the future, thank you for listening on whatever podcast platform you catch us on, or right here on the YouTube channel. We appreciate it all.
Yeah,
but
thanks, guys.
As part of that, I want to make sure before you leave today, click that like button. It helps us get in front of more people, which today has been great. We've had a great audience. Been about 50 of you, give or take, so that's awesome. Thank you. And make sure you're subscribed to not only the Rag Company podcast channel, but also the main Rag Company channel, where we will be bringing out more videos for you in the not-too-distant future. Good stuff to look forward to, because I know you have lots of questions, which we also have an FAQ channel for. Anyway, there's so much stuff to talk about and very little time to do it. So
I will also
thank you,
say this.
and
Casper Hill left a comment on the podcast.
yes.
A review on
Okay.
iTunes. Thank you very much for that, Casper. I would say, if you haven't yet, please go to iTunes, leave a review for us. 5 stars.
Yes.
Funny story, something maybe we helped you through. If you guys could take a few minutes and do that, it really does help us out on
Personal
our ratings.
anecdotes are awesome.
We really appreciate it.
And that goes for iTunes in particular, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, if that's what you do, or whatever platform
leave
you're
us
on
a
is
review.
good. But go ahead and leave a review, because wherever you are, it'll help us out, and hopefully it helps you out too by allowing us to continue to do this.
Agreed, Dane.
Anyway, thank you so much. We'll see you over on Q&A Thursday on Thursday. Have a good one. We'll see you guys.
See ya.
Bye.